We have what appears to be another case of police brutality in Los Angeles. Officer Frank Hernandez. Looks like he does punch a suspect after the suspect has his hands behind his back. Now he's claiming the suspect grabbed his hand. I don't see that in the video, but the best way for you guys to form your own opinion is to watch the video yourselves. So we're going to watch this video here. This is the incident. This is the body camera from the other officer involved in the incident.
This is private property. Private property. Go. What's up? Hey, nobody's creeping up on people.
All right, so obviously, the individual that they are there, it was a trespassing call. He is homeless, and he is down there hunkering down in an empty field. It's an empty field. I'm not sure exactly what problem he's causing. I mean, Jesus Christ, you could drive by that field and not even see him. He's obviously not doing anything dangerous. He's just kind of hunkering down, but all right, I got you. I understand you. It's someone else's property. Did the person who owned the property call and trespass, or was it someone else, some passerby, someone who had nothing to do with the property? Probably somebody who had nothing to do with the property, but yeah.
Okay? I'm not creeping up on you. I'm a cop here. Someone called me here. Yeah, you need to get out of here.
Good. Yes, you're a cop, not a gangbanger. All too often, I have had interactions with cops and officers all around the United States, and I have had quite a few interactions with officers, and there are a few times when you get the hint that they believe that they are some kind of thug, they are some kind of gang member, and they are using the police department to propagate their gangbanging.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You don't scare me. Let's go. Let's go. Don't come back either. Trespass.
So, the guy's cussing a lot, this and that. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, when you're an officer, people are going to cuss at you, and you have to be professional. Your suspects don't have to be professional. They have to be human beings. They talk big shit until they get into handcuffs, yes. And cops talk big shit until those badges come off.
Handcuffs.
Cops talk big shit until they don't have backup. Cops talk big shit until they don't have handcuffs.
No. Be on your way. You don't live here anymore. Bye.
Well, how do you know he doesn't live there? How do you know he doesn't have, like, some sort of an apartment around the area or someplace that he's staying around the area? I mean, I would take a little bit of offense to that if I said, hey, wait, I live in the area, and you say, you don't anymore. Bye. I would take offense to that, and I would turn around, and I'd be like, what do you mean I live right here. Here's my place, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, one bet.
Playing devil's advocate. Trying to play all sides. It's just right now I don't see where the cops are in the right yet. Is he being the suspect, I guess, the person that they were there to evict from the empty lot for trespassing on an empty lot? Yeah, he was being aggravated. Aggravated? Aggravational. He was being cussing. Yeah. Had an attitude. There we go. But he has every right to have an attitude. The city's not paying him to be professional. He's being a human being. The cops have to be professional.
Yeah. Your homework. Go. My family lives here, my boy. Go. Turn around.
And after the incident, by the way, you will clearly see that people there know him because they make comments about him that he's a good guy and things like that. So obviously he's well known in the area.
Hands on that. Dude, my boy. Turn around.
Now, at what point Why is that officer arresting the man for walking down a public sidewalk? For walking down a public sidewalk, officers do not have the right to tell you that you cannot walk down the sidewalk. Did they trespass him from that property? Yes, fine, okay. Once that individual is off that property and on a public sidewalk, why are you arresting him? What law is he breaking now? What law can you articulate to a court that he is breaking when he is on the sidewalk and he's asking, do you want me to wait for you? And you're telling him, no, go on, and he's trying to conversate with you. But he's not rushing you. He's not breaking a law that I know of. Walking down the street and trying to get more information from an officer is not against law, is it?
Turn around. Turn around.
Cussing at an officer isn't against law either. And I know police officers out there, I know. It gets a little aggravating having individuals cuss at you. So then get a different fucking job, you pussy. That's all there is to it. If you can't handle your fucking job, then don't do your fucking job. That's all there is to it. If you can't maintain the professional thing and someone cussing at you gets you riled up to the point where you want to beat them up, then you have no right to be an officer. You are supposed to be the bravest of the brave, protecting us against the worst of the worst, and you've got to have a special kind of mental stance to be able to do that. But I believe sometimes we've lowered our standards for officers, like we're hiring pussies who can't handle someone yelling at them. It used to be back in the day an officer could be so, pretty stoic and God. So he cussed a little.
What you gotta do, my boy? Turn around. Turn around for what?
Now, the officer, and I want you to pay attention to this, and I'll make the screen a little bit bigger, but the officer is claiming that the reason that he started punching this man is because this man grabbed his hand. So as we're going through this, I want you to watch his hands and see if he grabs the officer's hands.
Ain't nobody acting defiant, ain't nobody getting crazy but you. 459, get 450, they're going. Back up. Put your hands behind your back. Let's go. Let's go, man. Think I am? What think I am? What?
So right there, he's grabbing the fence, okay? The officer goes up, is getting violent with him. I mean, I don't know. I know you're supposed to, like, go limp and let the cops do whatever they want to and then sort it out later. But it's a little bit different when it's going on in the moment, because your body wants to protect itself. So when something violent happens, your body doesn't naturally want to go, oh, yeah, just do what you want to me. You want to break my arm? Yeah, okay, break my arm. You going to choke me out? Okay, yeah, choke me out. Go ahead. No, your body wants to fight. Your body wants to react. There are some things that are like involuntary movements that your body makes to protect itself. So when you get in these situations, and if you've never been in a situation, it's hard to describe. We're like, yeah, I know moving is going to get me in more trouble because they're going to think this, that I'm fighting them, but I'm trying to save my life. I can't breathe. I need to move. They're attacking me.
I am. Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am? I'm not you. Yeah, you are. Turn around. I'll turn around, but don't push up on me. Turn around.
I am still confused after he left the property as to what law he broke that the officer is obviously detaining him for. What law can be articulated that that person broke once he was walking on the sidewalk?
Turn around, put your hands on your back.
And the fucking other officer. Why is it that other officers are so complacent in another officer breaking the law or beating a suspect unnecessarily? I know the thin blue line and all, but what about the thin human line? What about the line of integrity, the line of honor, the line of duty? It's your job. And if you see another officer breaking the law, it's your job to stop that officer from breaking the law. But time and time again, all we see are complacent officers helping another officer beat a suspect, mindless of anything but the thin blue line.
Put your hands, turn around, put your hands on your back. Let's go.
Okay, so far I am not seeing him grab the officer's hands.
Spread your
Still not grabbing the officer's hands.
Spread your feet.
Palms together, please.
Don't fight, man.
Ain't nobody fighting.
Don't fight. You're fighting.
What, bro?
You're fighting, man.
Ain't nobody fighting.
Okay, he's got his hands over his head right there. So I don't see him grabbing the officer's hands. I just don't see it.
Back there, I need a backup.
There's no reason for that officer to keep doing that. The officer even backs up, has the distance, can easily create more distance, does not have to move in and continue to engage. Right there, just a second ago. Right here.
Back there, I need a backup.
Right there. The officer has distance. The suspect is not a threat. The suspect has their hands on their head. The officer can create the distance, pull his taser out, and, any number of things. But we shouldn't have even gotten to this point in the first place. But no, the officer moves in and re-engages.
Behind your back, please.
You're not.
Female officer, what the fuck is wrong with you? Watching this shit go down and not saying a goddamn word and just backing that shit up. What the fuck is wrong with you? You're not a cop, you're a thug.
Cooperating. You're gonna get hit.
You're just as bad as he is. Both y'all should be fired. They should have something where officers are allowed and should be able to say without repercussions, hey man, you're going overboard. Relax, chill, back up.
Hit again. Get on the ground. Get on the. Go on, taser, man. Get on the ground.
We got right now. Come on. Come on, put your hands behind you.
Put
your hands.
Who are you, dog? Shut the with you, my boy. Shut up. What the?
An officer being cussed at and yelled at and being in a tense situation with a individual, a citizen who is cussing and irate should be a matter of course for these officers. They shouldn't be throwing fisticuffs. They shouldn't be throwing harassos. They shouldn't be doing it. This is not a professional way for them to act.
Shut the.
All right, in a second, you're going to hear the officer say that the suspect grabbed his hand and that's why he started hitting him. I'm calling bullshit on that.
Man.
My hand. That's why you grab my hand. So shut the.
You're a liar.
Hands in your hand. How'd my finger get like that?
How'd your finger get like that? Your finger got like that when you swung and your finger hit the fence. It's on video, dude. How you gonna lie about that?
My finger like that, bitch.
Steele, chill out, all right? 453 Rogers, come here, full force. Sister, gonna cuss it.
Well, cooperate.
Yeah, and all the officers are gonna do is corroborate the other officer's story. I mean, you can see why some people believe that the police department is nothing but a gang, a bunch of thugs. Cops are not perfect. Are the majority of cops good? Yeah, I do believe the majority of cops are good. But god dang, you get these assholes, and it's the assholes that you remember because they affect your life more than the good guys.
Huh?
Just absurd. So, he's definitely well known because neighbors know him. So I don't believe it was the neighbors that called. If he's well known and they're saying he's a nice guy, I don't think the neighbors would have called on him. I would be interested to know if there even was a call or if this was just, an opportunity an officer took to try to, I don't know, play big man on campus.
He's the most free. Get inside. He's the most friendly guy. Heck.
Yeah, because you attacked him, you fucking moron! You idiot! You imbecile! You nincompoop!
Just get inside.
comments, questions, concerns. What did you see? I know we all saw something a little bit different. That's what makes human beings awesome, is we can all see the same thing and we all get a different perspective. But if we get all our perspectives together, we probably have the truth. I love you guys. I'll keep you informed. I'll see you on the next one. And if you're interested in this, I definitely recommend you research this. Anyways, I got to get to work and sweat my ass off all day and try to make sure the food doesn't get stifled and stopped and whatnot. I love you guys. See you in the next one.